Hello, my name is Joe Hoyle, and I'm speaking to you today from the University of Richmond. We're looking at a chapter on financial accounting, and this is the second video problem in that chapter. And what we want to do is to make sure you understand the importance of financial accounting and how financial accounting can be used by you to have a successful business career. In this second problem, your uncle has come to you and has the chance to buy some stock in the company he works for. That's a fairly legitimate question. People will do that kind of thing. Why do you buy shares of stock? What does shares of stock mean, and why would you like to own some shares of stock? In many ways, this is a fundamental question that's answered throughout this textbook. This is a fundamental question that's answered throughout any financial accounting course. First, what do we mean by stock? Stock is the ownership interest in a corporation. So if you have a corporation, you need to raise money from your owners. The way you raise money from your owners is to sell an ownership interest or an equity interest. You hear both of those terms used, and that is called capital stock, shares of stock. Now you'll hear about stock all the time on the internet, on television, on the radio. You'll hear about the New York Stock Exchange. You'll hear about NASDAQ. You'll hear about the Dow Jones Average. That's all referring to the buying and selling of the ownership interest, the stock of a corporation. Now, your uncle in this problem has said, why would I want to pay my money to own the shares of this company? There are several reasons for that. If it's a small company, then by being one of the owners, you can tell them how to do their operation. So if you, in your career objectives, want to own a company so that you can manage that company and you can help them become successful and profitable, then you can own the capital stock of that company. If it's a bigger company, like Ford Motor Company, you really can't tell them how to do the organization. It's too big a company. It wouldn't work very well. So in those cases, what you do for your ownership interest is that you vote for the board of directors. And the board of directors oversees the organization and the operation of the company. So the first thing is, when you're thinking about capital stock, is what management does it allow you to have? In a small company, it probably allows you to be the person who runs the company. In a large company, it probably allows you to vote for the board of directors, and the board of directors then oversees the company. Now, monetarily though, why would you want to buy shares of stock? If you have a chance, for example, to buy some shares of Microsoft, why would you want to do that? Why should your uncle want to do that? Well, there's two reasons. The first reason is that you hope that the company will be successful, and by being successful, it will grow larger. And when it grows larger, there will be an appreciation of the stock price. The stock will become more valuable. You'll buy it for $23 a share, and it will go up in price to $30, $35, $40 a share, and you can make a profit. People who buy stock on the New York Stock Exchange are doing exactly that. They're trying to buy the stock cheap and hope to sell it for much more money. And the idea is they're looking at the company, they're looking at its financial health and its future prospects. And they're saying this is a company that's set to grow and become larger. And when it does, that stock price will get larger and I'll make a profit. The other thing, of course, is that companies will pay what's called a dividend. A dividend simply means that they give the owners a share of the profit. They'll mail you a check. It's called a dividend. It's a sharing of the profit by a corporation. So monetarily, why would your uncle want to buy shares of this company? Two things. He hopes for stock appreciation, that the company will grow, get larger, and that stock will become more valuable. And if they do well, they'll share some of the profits with the uncle by giving him a dividend. So when you're thinking about whether you want to buy stock Now, if it's a small company, you can be part of the management. If it's a large company, you'll vote for the board of directors. But most people, as you can imagine, buy stock because they want to make a profit. How do you make a profit? Stock appreciation and dividends. So in this book, when you're looking at financial accounting, you're trying to look at the information so you can determine financial health and future prospects, because that will tell you, is the company going to get larger? And if so, will the stock go up and will they pay dividends? Oh, financial accounting is a very interesting, very useful topic to know. I hope you're enjoying the beginning to this course. I hope you're learning a lot. This is Joe Hoyle from the University of Richmond. Have a great day.